It's a discount that left one customer paying a whole lot more than she anticipated. I'm Natish Basono, and it's right behind me at Yonge and Dundas, where one woman says she fell victim to an old taxi scam with a new way of taking your money.
He offered 10% off if I paid debit. Normally cab drivers always prefer that you pay cash. So definitely that made me a little bit alarmed, but he was a nice guy.
A guy whose intentions were not so nice. Jenna Banks said she entered this red and yellow cab. She was coming back from a dinner and thought this was the safest way home. She didn't see any red flags except for the so-called 10% discount, which ended up costing her a whole lot more.
The next morning when I woke up, I immediately kind of always look at my phone when I wake up, and I had checked my bank account and noticed that there was a transfer from my credit card for a $3,000 cash advance. There had been $900 taken out at a Money Mart, $700 at a CIBC branch.
City News first reported similar taxi scams last year, when at least 75 passengers were ripped off tens of thousands of dollars after their debit cards had been swapped by their driver and their bank accounts were drained.
I'm thinking that he must have a stash of different debit cards from different banks.
This is the first time ever I heard that the cab driver is encouraging the customer to use her debit or credit card. We love to have cash.
According to this industry expert, this ploy is a first, and while scammers are getting sneakier, taxi licenses are easier to come by. He blames the city for changing its rules and regulations when it phased out mandatory taxi driver training in 2016 when it brought Uber into the fold.
Before we had to wait for a few months to get our license. Now you just go and get your license. You would not care for these small things, and you come into the industry, you scam some people, put the bad image on the cab industry, and you just leave.
Jenna says she's filed a complaint to the police and is waiting to hear back from her bank to see if they can reverse the transactions. She says this is an eye-opener.
It's definitely going to make me a little bit more cautious from now on. As soon as I think that something's suspicious, definitely I just need to trust my instinct and go with it.
Now, of course, the best advice is to always be vigilant, always make sure you keep possession of your card. When you do get it back, make sure it's actually yours, and don't forget to check the receipt. Now, this story was sent to us by a City News viewer. If you have news in the making, here are just some of the ways you can contact us. From Yonge and Dundas, I'm Natish Basono, City News.